Friends, very good morning. Myself, Dr. M.H. Chennaya, and in today's video, we are going to learn about the stresses due to the static load and the impact load. Friends, first of all, let us know what is a static load and what is an impact load. Friends, suppose you have got a member. Suppose it is simply supported at both the ends. You put a load, just keep a load here. Because of these two supports, this member undergoes a small deflection at the center, and that is called the static load, and the stress due to that is the static stress. So friends, if the same load, instead of keeping the load, if you drop it from a height onto the object, again it undergoes a deflection at the point of maximum load, or the load where it touches the object or the member, and the effect of this load will be many times stronger than that caused due to the static load. So an impact load causes impact stress in the member, and in this today's video we are going to learn three cases. That is, one, a member subjected to an axial load; in the second, a member subjected to a bending load; and third, a member subjected to an impact load at its end, a cantilever. So friends, let us start with the finding out of the impact stress due to axial load. Friends, in this machine design data handbook, equations are given to find out the impact stress for all the cases like tension, bending, etc. So, if it is the case of a tensile load, let us see how it happens. So, friends, here we have got a member, a vertical member of length L, provided with a collar, and there is a load P which is dropped from this to this height. So, as a result, what happens? The length of this member increases. This tensile load dropped from this height edge causes the elongation of this rod through some distance y max. Friends, here the relation between the maximum stress and the static stress are related by this formula, and in this case I am going to write the formula as sigma dash, that is the maximum stress induced, maximum tensile stress induced in the member due to impact, is equal to sigma multiplied by 1 plus square root of 1 plus 2h by y. These equations are available in the data handbook. So friends, here the maximum tensile stress in this case A is sigma into 1 plus this much, where this sigma is the static stress, that is the stress caused due to this member if it is subjected to a static load. So, this is the static tensile stress that is given by P by A, load over area of cross section, and this sigma dash is given by this equation, sigma multiplied by 1 plus 2h by y. So, what is this height h? H is the height of drop, or the height from which the load is dropped onto this collar, that is height of drop, or the height from which the object or the load is dropped, height of drop. And this y is the static deflection. I'll write down here, y is equal to static deflection. That is the deflection caused due to this load if it is simply supported at the end of this vertical rod. So friends, this static deflection for an axial load is given by the formula P into L by A into E. This is the formula. So, where P is the load causing that static deflection, A is the area of cross section of this member which is subjected to tensile load. It could be a round rod, it could be a square rod, whatever it may be, area you have to calculate for that. E is called the modulus of elasticity or Young's modulus of the material of the rod. So friends, in this case, if you know the height of drop, the load, the area of cross section, you will be able to find out the maximum value of stress induced in this member due to the impact load. And friends, there is a term called impact factor. This impact factor is defined as the ratio of the maximum impact stress divided by the static stress. That is, impact factor IF can be written as impact factor is given by this sigma dash by sigma, that is the maximum stress in the rod due to the impact divided by the nominal stress, that is the static stress. So this impact factor plays a very important role, and very obviously the effect of this impact stress or the intensity of this stress induced in the member depends purely on three parameters, namely the weight that is dropped on the member, the height of drop, and also the material property. And this is how we calculate the impact factor for an axial tensile load. Friends, in this problem, they might ask you to find out the maximum deflection, that is deflection due to the impact load, or they might ask you to find out what is the load to be dropped so as to cause a deflection in this member, or the impact factor. Friends, after studying the axial tensile load, let us come to the bending load. And in this case, friends, I have shown a simply supported beam supported at A and B. It has got a length, say capital L is the total length of the member. So I will call this as capital L. And friends, this curve I have shown here is the shape of the deflection curve when the load P is made to fall at the center of this beam, that is at L by 2 from A or L by 2 from B. Friends, here similar to our case of axial tensile load, we have a separate formula to find the impact stress or the maximum stress in the member, and that is given by sigma B, because the stress caused here is the bending stress due to this load. So sigma B dash is the maximum bending stress due to impact, that is equal to sigma B multiplied by 1 plus square root of 1 plus 2h by y. So this formula is exactly similar to that for the case of a tensile load. Instead of the axial tensile stress, you are going to have the bending stress here. Friends, here to find out this sigma B dash, we need to know what is sigma B, the height of drop and the deflection due to this load. Friends, for this, as design engineers or mechanical engineers or civil engineers, we need to know some of the basic formulae to calculate this sigma B and then the deflection, etc. See friends, here again the term impact factor IF, if I call, is given by sigma B dash divided by sigma B. That is to say, this ratio sigma B is nothing but this quantity 1 plus square root of 1 plus 2h by y is the value of the impact factor. So very obviously it is more than 1. If you just take this, it is going to be a value higher than this. And what are these values of y here? Friends, here the value of y, the static deflection For the case of a simply supported beam with a point load here is given by the formula y is equal to WL cube by R. Here we have taken P as the load and hence this is going to be PL cube by 48 EI. Friends, here this P is the load that is dropped from the height and L is the length of the member, 48 is a constant, E is the material property, that is modulus of elasticity or Young's modulus, I is equal to the moment of inertia of the section. Friends, if it is a rectangular section, moment of inertia is given by the formula. Moment of inertia is equal to I is equal to BH cube by 12 is the moment of inertia if it is rectangular. If it is circular, it is going to be pi d to the power of 4 by 64 and so on. So friends, here we have got this formula to find out the deflection, and by using the formula sigma b dash equal to sigma b into that impact factor, you will be able to find out the value of these parameters. And again in this question, they might ask you what is the load required to cause a deflection of so much, or what should be the height of drop to obtain a particular value of maximum deflection. And remember friends, here the deflection you obtain is once again depends on the material property E, the load that is dropped, the height from which it is dropped, and also the dimensions of the member. It could be the length and also the cross section of the member. Friends, after learning how to find out the stress induced in the case of a simply supported beam with point load dropped from a height, let us come to the third case. Here is a cantilever which has got a length L and a load P is dropped from a height of H at the free end of the cantilever. And friends, what happens if it is a static load? You have to place this load here. This undergoes a smaller value of deflection which we call it as Y. And if it is the case of an impact load, it causes more deflection or higher value of deflection at the free end compared to that of the static load that is known to every one of us. Friends, in this case, if you want to find out what is the maximum stress, once again remember friend, the cantilever is again subjected to the bending stress, and hence the bending stress in the member sigma b dash is given by sigma b multiplied by 1 plus square root of 1 plus 2h by y. So friends, here sigma b dash is the maximum impact stress due to the load which is dropped from a height h onto the free end of the cantilever, and sigma b is the nominal stress or the static stress, and this sigma b is given by mb by zb, where mb in this case is equal to the load into the distance. So I can say P into L. So if P is in Newton, L is in millimeter, it is going to be Newton millimeter. And friends, ZB, the section modulus, is I by C. I is moment of inertia. Suppose if it is a rectangular section, say it is BH cube by 12, where B is the width, D is the depth or H is the depth, divided by C by 2 is H by 2. So we are going to get say BH square by 6 for the case of a member with rectangular cross section, and I by C we have written. So by knowing the load, we can find out MB, ZB. By knowing the cross section, we can get the value. You can put it here, and the height of drop will be given, and the value of Y, the deflection. Y is, you should know clearly what is Y and Y max. Y is the deflection due to the static load, and this is given by the formula PL cube by 3I. Is the formula used to find out the static deflection. And friends, by using this equation, you will be able to find out what is the maximum stress induced in the member. And if they ask you to find out the impact factor, IF, the impact factor is nothing but sigma b dash by sigma b, sigma b dash by sigma b. You will be able to find out into what extent the maximum stress induced is higher than that of the static stress. Friends, I hope you are able to get clear concept about the impact load, the stress due to impact, that is the impact stress, and then the impact factor. Friends, if you are happy with the presentation I have made, do subscribe to my channel if you have not done so far. Share the information with all your friends and have a wonderful day. I thank you very much for watching my video.